Hey everyone. First of all, congratulations to Rashad Jennings. And some of you may be saying, wait a minute, Rashad Jennings, an Oakland Raider? Ah, I'm testing you. You might think that Rashad Jennings was a San Francisco Giants running back, right? You would be wrong, because San Francisco Giants is a baseball team. You might think that Rashad Jennings was a New York Jets running back, right? No, you're wrong. But you got the New York part and the Giants part right. He played for the New York Giants for 3 years. So you're wondering where the Raiders come in, right? Well, he played for Jacksonville. Hey, how y'all doing? For 3 years prior to the glorious year of 2013. Why was that year glorious? Because that was the one and only year that Rashad Jennings played for the Oakland Raiders. It was also the year that he gained the most yards from scrimmage, 793. That's right. And he scored 6 touchdowns, along the way. But the idea is that he left the Raiders, got a better deal with the Giants, but he never performed as well. Arguably, you could say that he, because of the Raiders' performance during those years, fared better with the Giants. But the bottom line is, he may have gotten his ring. He never enjoyed getting a rushing title or coming close to 1,000 yards. I say all that to say this. Tuesday night, Rashad Jennings won Dancing with the Stars. He became the 4th NFL player to win the coveted Mirror Ball Trophy. Congratulations to former Oakland Raider Rashad Jennings. We have to give that to him. I mean, why not? He's one of the top Twitter trends. Well, of course, if you discount the fact that the Cleveland Cavaliers came back to beat the Boston Celtics and go up 3-1. All right? But the bottom line is, you got to give it to Rashad Jennings. He has set a tone. He's not so much set a tone as he's continued to trend, okay? And he's a Raider. That's right. What's the term? Once a Raider, always a Raider. Once a Raider, always a Raider. No, I did not go to the NFL owners meeting. I stayed here in Georgia. I was going back and forth. A number of people didn't go. John Clayton, for one, felt that the owners were going to go things pretty quickly, and so now we have shorter overtime rules. We have more liberal celebrations for touchdowns, and we have a provision where you can add 2 more people to the practice squad. All right, so not bad. And on top of all that, yes, the NFL owners approved the Las Vegas lease, but we expected that. It would have been a greater surprise, I think, had people did what they didn't expect them to do. All right, but they did. They approved the lease. And there was no discussion regarding the ability to bet, which I think is wild, the ability to bet at a game, okay? It's a very quiet owners meeting, very non-controversial, and also one that I think is interesting because it wasn't held in Minnesota. It was held in Chicago. And you would say, why is that unusual? Because commonly the National Football League holds its spring league meetings in the city, or at least some area of the city that's going to be the Super Bowl host. Like, take San Francisco in 2015, right? Not this time. It's a little interesting. Maybe because of lack of availability. Whatever the reason of hotels in the Minnesota area, maybe there's some, Renaissance festival or some jazz going on. Whatever the case, that happened. All right? Why? I do not know. So it and so the 30-year lease was accepted. That's correct. Yes. Thoughts on Megatron being at the Raiders facility? Well, if he's going to come out of what's he going to do? I thought he retired. And if he's going to come out of retirement and join Marshawn Lynch, interesting. I always felt that Kevin Johnson, did I just say that? Folks, it's been a long day. But I always felt that Kevin Johnson, actually is a friend of mine, former mayor of Sacramento, known him since his Cal basketball days. But the bottom line is, Megatron joining the Raiders. You know, I agree with Steve Collins. I can't see a place for Calvin Johnson unless he puts on pads, has a tryout, and just blows everyone away. I mean, he still can play. Just because he retired doesn't mean he's too old. But there was something going on there. Maybe he got hit so hard that knocked him into the thoughts of retirement, right? Could be, right? Could be. Whatever the case, he's probably having second thoughts. My question to you is, I want to know, do you all believe, yes, Harry, I do have one. Do you all believe that Calvin Johnson, if he performs well in a tryout, should be given a veteran minimum to be on the Oakland Raiders? Just asking. Just asking. The stream is good. Now we go to the watch page, and we go to adjust other settings here. Crawford says stay in Oakland. I agree. Advanced settings, monetization is on. Save that. Basic info. And here we go. Now, all right. Save. I'm doing the usual meta tag thing, all right? And I'm also doing the usual mute thing, all right? So, there we go. Now, Miguel Rose says, yes, I guess to Calvin Johnson. And, hey, Rick. Hey, Go Warriors. Hey, John. Hey, Steve. Hey, Bernard. Hey, Brian. Hey, Mr. Lee. And Brian Guidry says, stunned up to Al Davison demanded Megatron. Bernard says, we don't need to spend any money. We need to sign Carr, Jackson, and Mack. Harry Dunn, I answered that question regarding the A Stadium. Brian Guidry says, I always stood up for Lane Kiffin. Not too many barely 30-year-old coaches. Joseph Jones says that Calvin Johnson should be a receivers coach. Go Warrior says, hi, Brian. How are you? My first live stream didn't work today. Hey, wait a minute. You did a live stream? Oh, you should have texted me. Man, I would have tweeted it out there for you. Now I feel like oh, man, that's terrible. Maybe I missed something in the translation. Maybe I got lost in the translation. But, hey, put a link up to your YouTube channel right now so that we can all subscribe to that channel, so that we can get the email, because I thought I subscribed to your channel, but just in case, so we can get the email that will come when you go live, okay? Just let us know, all right? Let us know. Let us know. And let's see here. Lindsay says he doubts Calvin Johnson comes out of retirement. John Mark says Calvin Johnson should be a Raider, shaking his head. And Citron says, hey, Zen, you hear about Calvin Johnson? Yes. And Warrior said he tried to do a live stream today. First, people couldn't see him, and then the second time, the sound didn't work. You know what? Just do it. Don't be discouraged. The first time, I had to try 4 tests. Try a test for yourself. I don't know if you're using YouTube Live mobile or on your desktop, but don't be afraid to do tests and then discard your tests. And then when you get it right, discard that test, because now you know you're ready. Okay? That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. All right? That's the way you do it. So, I didn't see, okay, now we've got Benjamin, let's see here. Brian says he'd give up third rounder for Megatron. Citron says Lions won't give him up if he comes back. He said that to asked today. What do I see Victor Cruz's new team will be? Could it be Jacksonville? Well, I know it's not going to be the Bucs. The Bucs are loaded at offense. Now, Victor Cruz's new team? I don't see it as Jacksonville at all. In fact, Victor Cruz's new team could very well be the Chargers. That could happen. Because there's a fit for him there. I think that'll be a great organization, the Los Angeles Chargers. Oh, did I say that? Los Angeles Chargers. Now, and let's see here. Crawford says Oakland still not out of this for keeping the Raiders. Well, the Raiders are still in Oakland. Okay? The Raiders are still in Oakland. Brian Gidry says Victor Cruz is going to the Rams. Wow. Hey, Go Warriors, can you please put a link to your page, to your homepage, so that we can all subscribe, and then we'll be notified when your live streams start. I really apologize, I missed it today. So, yes, the fun is back. Remember Billy White Shoes Johnson days with the funky chicken, whatever it was he was doing? It was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. We've got absolutely hilarious. Now, as far as updates are concerned, I think some of you have asked me about an update for the Athletics. Yes, I have an update for you, and it's a big one. Basically, the A's have embarked on a study of both Howard Terminal and the Coliseum. It's a fan study. And so, as I'm told, that the way this works is that the A's are asking such questions as, for example, would you be willing to walk from the parking lot on the other side of the BART station, the Coliseum BART station, over the bridge to an A's new ballpark at the Coliseum, or would you prefer to walk down Broadway, say from BART, to Howard Terminal? That's one. A question like that will be one of the survey questions. Another one, it will be this. Will you be willing to spend $100,000 for a luxury suite at Howard Terminal? You know what? Howard Terminal luxury suites will go for $200,000. That's how valuable that property is. I say there will be a bidding war for the best suite. The A's will be able to part with that one for maybe $300,000. Yeah, twice, 3 times the cost of a condominium in Uptown. Particularly at Broadway and Grand over there, if you know Oakland at all. And you should. Okay, and you should. So, now, and Brian Gidry says, Zinni, why won't the A's take the Jack London Square site? Well, I don't know that the mayor is pushing Howard Terminal really, really hard, okay? That's what's happening. I mean, she's gone on a full court press with Dave Cavall selling Howard Terminal, and I, for one, am for that. The problem with Jack London outside of Howard Terminal is that you have a number of businesses over there. Well, it depends on how it's done, okay? If you go to I'm talking about the A's at Jack London other than Howard Terminal, because technically Howard Terminal is part of Jack London Square, all right? But the other area around the Laney College area, let's make it easy. It's like Laney College kind of ball fields area in there. There are a number of different ways to slice that, putting a ball field there, a ballpark there, okay? The original plan was to use the Laney College ball fields. That goes back to the year 2000. Now, the question is, if you use those ball fields, are you going to share those with Laney College? That was really never the plan. The plan was to actually rebuild ball fields for Laney College and nearby. But if you do that, you have to replace businesses. So that becomes a costly affair like that. Okay? Like that. Assembling land in that area because it's becoming more populated. I'm talking about the area where, I don't know how many of you know Oakland, but if you remember where the Warriors, if you know where the Oakland Auditorium is, it's just on the other side of that is Laney College, okay? So let's say here is the auditorium right here, all right? And then Laney College is just right over here across the street. The headquarters is over here. If you ever go to, particularly this time of year, there's something called Off the Grid on Friday nights, where you can just walk around the Oakland Museum, and Laney College is over here, park over at Laney College and go to the Oakland Museum. Then over here is Laney College, and the ball fields are across the creek. So the idea was to use that area across the auditorium. But if you know that area, there's not, other than the ball fields, really empty land. So you get into some dicey situations with business acquisition. It's doable under the new state laws. But in Oakland, it would be difficult without a fight. Howard Terminal provides a better option where you don't have to deal with such business acquisition issues. All right. So Crawford says A's need to hurry up and select their site so the Coliseum situation can be resolved. I agree. John Mark says go Spartan King. Hey, that's right. Go King Jose 19. Is he? Yeah. Michigan State basketball. Wait a minute. King Jose. Woo! King Jose, whose name we do not know, is going to Michigan State. I'm writing. Woo! You should tell us your name, man. You should tell us your name, man. Woo! Congratulations. And yeah, Howard Terminal, Crawford, is the best spot. It really is. And Brian Guidry asks, Zinni, why won't the A's take the Jack London Square site? And that's what I was explaining. And Brian Guidry says, Zinni, the A's need to abandon the Coliseum site, especially if the Raiders potentially stay until, 2019, 2021, or forever. But you're right. You know something? Steve Collins says, tap, go Warriors, and tap, go to channel. I get you. Okay. Did Go Warriors leave? Hey, Go Warriors, where are you? Did you leave us? Is that... So, Go Warriors, did he go to bed? I know it's a little late. Sorry about that, folks. I got a late start here. It was... there he is. It says, tap, go Warriors. I can't tap that from... Wait a minute. Can I? Well, it says go to channel. Yeah, if I tap on it and it says go to channel, I can go to the channel, which is what I'm doing right now. And I have subscribed. So Go Warriors, you have now gained Zinni62 Live as a subscriber. So Benjamin West says, Zinni, if our defense fails to improve this season, would you fire Coach Norton? No, I would not. It would depend on why it didn't improve. Again, my issue with the Raiders' defense has to do with scheme, all right? And, hey, Steve Collins asks, King Jose, did you play? Yeah, King Jose, hell of a coach to learn from is Tom Izzo. Good luck to you. Yes. Yes, good luck. Yes, good luck. Hey, we need to get King Jose on live stream. Good luck, King. I'm writing good luck, King. We need to get... hold on a second. I meant good luck. I wrote good luck, Ling, and I meant good luck... I'm sorry. Good luck, King. Good luck, King Jose 19. Yeah, Steve Collins asks how tall you are, King. So when do you leave for Michigan State? Tell us the story. Tell us the story. Harry Dunn says, I think the A's will stay at the Coliseum, best site, transportation, or ballpark in America. You know, I disagree with you there, Harry, because have you ever been to Howard Terminal area around there? That is so beautiful and accessible. It's not funny. If you have a chance, go down to where Broadway ends, and you know what the heck? What am I talking about? Let me show you how this looks. But let's before I do that, Harry, let's give our attention to King Jose, because King Jose says, Bernard, I'm actually going to practice with the squad. I've been talking with the coaches. King Jose, good luck, King, and and Go Warriors says, everybody, we gotcha, all right. And Crawford says Coliseum site is built and made for football, maybe sooner. King says, I'm just 5'9". King Jose is the next Muggsy Bogues. Hey, so King, are you the next Muggsy Bogues? Muggsy Bogues was 5'9", right? Maybe shorter. I think Muggsy Bogues was 5'7". So you've got a chance. You got a chance. All right. You got a chance. Now. So King Jose, when do you leave? Are you in Michigan now? Where are you? You said you've been talking with the coaches. Where are you? Do you live in Michigan now? Where are you? Give us a sense. You know, Brian Guidry says, Zinni, if the Raiders move to Vegas, where will they get funding for a new practice facility and headquarters? Or will that remain in Alameda County? Well, the practice facility funding was part of the $750 million subsidy. And well, actually, the subsidy is going to construction, but the overall cost, let me correct myself, the overall cost for the project includes the practice facility, training facility, at $100 million, okay? That's already been budgeted out. So that's where they would come from. So basically, the Bank of America loan and the subsidy would take care of that, because you add those two together, it's $1.7 billion. Now, the original cost is $1.9 billion, all right? Which means that they're flirting with going over budget, depending on how this whole issue with the stadium construction turns out. That's down the road a piece, but I'm saying that's how the numbers are working out to be right now. So, King Jose says, I don't want to stay 5'9" forever. King Jose, 19, are you 19? You're still growing? How old are you? Well, Miguel was 6'2". Yeah, but Miguel, he might be able to dunk over you. King Jose says he leaves in August for school. Then from there, his basketball journey starts. So, well, that's right, because King Jose is in San Jose, all right? And Barry Lee asks, Zinni, do you think the Raiders are trying to play nice with the city because they know if a lawsuit is fielded against them that they will lose in court? No, I don't think that's the case. I really believe it's this. They know how iffy Las Vegas is. They know that there are people politically who want a stadium for UNLV perhaps more than they want a stadium for the Raiders. And so the Raiders are walking a fine line here. Why do you think they haven't signed and now basically don't have to sign, let alone form, a non-relocation agreement? Remember how much time people have spent talking about, going back to the Syntic hearings, oh, non-relocation agreement, they're going to sign it, It was in all the organizational diagrams about what document gets signed by whom and everything else, and none. Gone. All right? Gone. So, because of that, we have this situation where the Raiders are preparing for themselves a back door, an escape hatch. An escape hatch basically says stay in Oakland. Watch the UNLV agreement process. All right, watch it. So Now, King Jose, you're welcome. Thank you. King Jose is a 19-year-old young blood. I like it. A young blood. A young blood. John Mark says, is Oakland even listening to the fans? Which Oakland, the city or the Raiders? Bernard says, I've been hoping for one last growth spurt since high school. I'm 5'4", 20 years old. And Go Warriors is 17. Go Warriors is 17? Boy, I've got a lot of young viewers, okay? King Jose is 19. Go Warriors is 17. Bernard is 20. Wow, Miguel Rose is 45. And John Marks is 48. Steve Collins is 60. I'll be 55. Harry Dunn is 26. Barry Lee wished he were 17. Benjamin West is 33. Brian says, damn it, I'm getting old. King Jose is cracking up. Barry's 47. Lupe is 46. The Big Ron is 35. Brian Guidry is 33. Ricky Bobby is, how old are you, Ricky Bobby? So, Crawford is 34. Joseph Jones says, Zinni, I have chest hairs older than these kids. That is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Steve Collins says, Namel Scott, I'm 21 and holding. On to what? Just kidding. Steve Collins says, I used to be the youngest. Barry Lee says, Lippy, my best friend from high school. Benjamin West says, we are as old as we feel. And Mel Scott says, laugh out loud. This is hilarious. So basically, just eyeballing it, the average age of our group is maybe around, 20, 25? It's pretty good. Thank you. Thank you. That means I love the fact that I'm hitting the key sweet spot demographic that advertisers want. 18 to 30, 18 to 24, right? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Steve Collins says he's old but wise. And John Marks says 18 to 45. Thanks, John. ML Money Lynch says, I've been holding up to 21 years for 25 years. Okay, let's see. So that basically means you're 46. All right, got it. Jabber, it's excellent. And Benjamin West, diversity, man. You called it. You called it. Yeah, John, 45 to 18. And John Marks, you're right. I'm in the radio demographics. Hey, I'm glad you pointed that out. Thank you. You give me some ideas, man. Yeah. Hey, so I don't want to go too much further without expressing how sad this entire week was. I got to get this out of my system because it literally made me sick today, what happened this week. It wasn't just, well, of course, Ariana Grande and the Manchester, attack was huge, and then it was followed by what happened in the Middle Eastern town, and which didn't get as much play as it should have, unless you pay attention to Twitter, and then of course we have the death of Roger Moore, and I know Roger Moore is 89. He fought a battle with prostate cancer, but there are some people you don't think of as dying. You don't associate them with that possibility, And Roger Moore is one of those people. I don't associate him with that. I just can't see it. All right. Yeah, Benjamin West. He was 89 years old. And then Steve Kennedy reminds me of Cortez Kennedy and his sad story. And that, yeah, I mean, and Sean Connery is still alive, John, yeah. And I have to mention Cortez Kennedy as well, who died at 48 years old. 48. And Brian Guidry says Cortez Kennedy gone at 48 makes me rethink having my son play football. And yeah, and he was only 48 years old. And I just 48 years old. And it's wow. That's one of those, that is one of those tragedies that just gives you pause. But my point is that we've had this run of bad news in this clump. And guess what, folks? It's not even Wednesday. We're just going into Wednesday. So it makes you wonder what's next. I mean, what's next? The good thing is that Cortez Kennedy got to be admitted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, he did, you know, and that's the good thing. But the bottom line is, the good news, if there you could say is good news, is that basically the Orlando police. The Orlando police are reporting that Cortez Kennedy's death was not suspicious. But it's sad, but you have to recount his numbers. Hey, Radar, how you doing? He made 8 Pro Bowls. He was 92 Defensive Player of the Year. 58 sacks. 58 sacks, which is incredible for a defensive tackle. He was a Seattle Seahawks player for 11 years. No place else. No place else. That's something else. You know, big number 96. Wow. Remember Jerome Brown? The other great defensive tackle that died earlier than he should have? Both number 96s from the Eagles. Sad. That's just it's sad. But the bottom line is what made him pass away? I mean, did anybody? Because I don't see any updates. Yeah, John Marks, you remember Jerome Brown? I don't remember any updates on how Cortez Kennedy passed. Did you see anything? Let me. Brian Guidry says, guess what? Live with Kelly Ryan is next to go. Oh no, you mean be canceled? Nah. Harry Dunn wants to know, I'll get to that question in a little bit. John Mark says, I remember the old NFL commercial where kids were singing, Cortez Kennedy will find your house. I remember that. That's right. That's right. Go Warrior said, last night was horrible. I heard from Fox that the bombing breaking news came out at 6:45 Eastern Time, and Fox covered it when the story broke. But the rest of the news stations didn't start covering it until 8 Eastern Time. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Barry Lee says, what's next? Maybe Trump resigns. Crawford says, how about that budget proposal? Eddie Al says, the man, the myth, the legend. Raider Al, what's up? That's you, mate. That's you. That's you. Now, and Bernard says, she swatted that blank. She did. And I got that on video. King Jose says, the saddest thing was when Melania didn't hold Trump's hand. Well, look, I don't know if that's sad. Well, no, okay, it is sad. Because you want to see, I've said this before, and I'll say this again, and King Jose, I'm glad you brought that up. You want to see the United States at its best. That is not only not the United States at its best, but it opens a door to the question, what's going on behind their closed doors, speaking of the president and the first lady, to cause that. My mom says, well, she's, from overseas foreign, and she says, those ladies don't take no, what. She got mad about him about something. So, and as Bernard said, she swatted that blank. Now, let's see here. And, King Jose, Jerome Brown. King Jose asks who Jerome Brown is. And Ricky Bobby is right. But Jerome Brown was a great defensive tackle. And hey, Jamal, thank you very much, Jamal Mills. He was a great defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles that played alongside Reggie White. Reggie White was defensive end, Jerome Brown defensive tackle, and they combined to be one of the most fearsome combinations in NFL history. And I say combinations, they played a 4-3, sometimes a 4-2-5 that was coached by Buddy Ryan when he was head coach. But Jerome, when I think of Jerome Brown and Reggie Wright, I think of Alan Page and Carl Eller and Jim Marshall. You know, the Purple People Eaters, or Randy White and Harvey Martin. Randy White was the defensive tackle. Harvey Martin, the late Harvey Martin, who died of cancer at 50 years old. Harvey Martin only lived 50 years of his life. The beautiful Harvey Martin, as he called himself, and that was the name of his radio show. The beautiful Harvey Martin just lived 50 years. Do you realize that dude had 20 sacks in 1 year? I mean, the doomsday defense of the Cowboys during the late 70s, phew, wow, forget it. Yeah, Reggie had heart issues. And yeah, Steve Collins called it. If you have a chance to watch the ESPN 30 for 30 show about Reggie White and Joel Brown, King Jose 19, you gotta sit down and watch. Rita Kuko, hey, how you doing? And hello, Zenny. I just joined for a few minutes ago. My 10-year-old daughter, Estanfa, says hi. She's a huge Ariana Grande fan. Oh, hug to your daughter. And Raider Kuko, thank you so much. Thank you. And Raider Crawford 371 also says that the NFL Network has a football life has the white brown dot. Yeah, thank you. Yes. King Jose says maybe I'm just too young. Laugh out loud, but I don't know any of these people Zenny is talking about. But King, this is where you learn. So you got this nice mix of young and middle-aged and older folk, right? We're all right here. So if you just stick around, you'll learn. That's really great. You don't have to go anywhere else. Listen, read John Marks. John says Oakland Raiders would have to beat the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl 12 had they counted the Rob Lyon donkey fumble in Denver. Exactly. That was awful. Awful. King Jose, the Reggie White came along during the late 90s. And I know you're 19, so, you're like, huh? What? But this is where the NFL and the NFL's impact on American culture becomes evident. Because you have, older folks like myself and John who can talk about specific plays like the Broncos' recovery of our fumble and the idea that we should have played the Cowboys in Super Bowl 12 rather than the Broncos. The Broncos were blown out. So the Cowboys won 27-14. But let's see here. Oh, thank you, Go Warriors. I appreciate that. Thank you. Says he's learning a lot from this channel. Thank you. And Barry Lee says, I'm old and I'm still learning things. And Barry Lee, I haven't forgot about the guests we were talking about. Ricky Bobby says Brown was wild and reckless, flying in a sports car on a rainy day. Joseph Jones says, Zinni, I just became a grandfather 4th time, a baby boy yesterday. Wow, congratulations to Joseph Jones. Do you have a picture? Wow, that's huge. That's huge. And Jacob P. says, can we talk about the Raiders stadium situation in Las Vegas and Oakland? Yes, we can. I just want to make sure I've got the other questions before. Hey, Benjamin, good night. See you. Thank you for tuning in. And Raider Al says, thank you for allowing me here. It's been a while since I've joined one of your great live shows. It's always a pleasure tuning in. Happy to have you, Raider Al. Really am. John Marks says, I remember Tony Dorsett in Dallas. John Marks remembers Tony Dorsett in Dallas. Now, hey, you know what? Is King Jose, are you still here? Are you still there? Because if King Jose, if you're still here, let me know. Henry Flores says, Zinni, the movie Last Boy Scout had a character named Shelley. The man wanted to legalize sports gambling. The storyline kind of fits with the Raiders Las Vegas deal now. I'll check that out. Yeah, see you, Benjamin. But let's see here. Is King Jose, are you here? Oh, King Jose is getting a visit from his girlfriend. King Jose? Brian Gidry says, YouTube a video for King Jose 19. It's, King Jose going once, King Jose going twice. King Jose is out of the building. That's too bad because I was going to dig up one of those videos for King Jose. But you know what? considering the overall age spread, because you got Benjamin and others here, I'll do it anyway. John Marks said he got to see Oakland play Dallas in December of 1980 up close. All right, this is for you young bucks. I'm going to show you a video as much as I can show without getting into copyright trouble, which is actually considerable, because as long as I do it and I'm talking over it, it's fair use, all right? But I'm not going to show you a lot. But you've got to see this, okay? You've got to see this. You've got to see this. Hey, Bass, hey, wait a minute. We're on one of the live recommendations. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. That's quite awesome. I like it. This is really cool. All right, now, Jerome Brown. Jerome Brown highlights. Because Jerome Brown highlights will, let's see here. Let's see, Eagles recap yearbook. Body bag bowl. Eagles Redskins. That's hilarious. I am trying to find, let's see here. Golick, Sachs, Aikman. You have so many choices here. 30 for 30. Oh, I've got an idea. Jerome Brown and Reggie White. There we go. Jerome Brown and Reggie White. I'll show you that one. All right. Now I've got to find a specific. Here's a tribute to Jerome Brown that I'm going to play for you. Just a bit of it, not the whole thing, because it's it's long. And he died, Jerome Brown, wow, 25 years ago? My goodness, 25 years ago. Okay, here is Jerome Brown. You're about to see Jerome Brown right now. This is Jerome Brown. Those of you who have not seen Jerome Brown before, that is Jerome Brown. Here we go. Watch, okay? Boom. There's Jerome Brown's. Another escape. And gets the interception there. See that? This is against the Raiders. All right. Jerome Brown. Boom. Sacked. I said Raiders. That's Cowboys. Stupid me. Excuse me. Let's do that again. It's against the Dallas Cowboys, all right? That is the Cowboys. They're in Cowboy blue in Philadelphia, all right? And sacked. And Brown gets the fumble recovery. It returns it for a touchdown. Okay? Yeah, thank you, John Marks. Danny White is the quarterback. And so there you go. There's a taste of Jerome Brown at work. Part of a great Philadelphia Eagles defensive line of the early 80s. Now, something else there. Jerome Brown. Now, and thank you for the correction, John Marks. King Jose says, Brian Guidry, LeBron is better. Barry Lee says, hey, for you young ones watching All Good Things documentary about Tower Records and see how we got our music before the internet. I like that one. Now, let's see here. What did I miss about the comments? King Jose said, put some LeBron videos on while you're at it to show everyone that LeBron is better than Jordan. Oh no. So King Jose, 19, is going to be the next Muggsy Bogues. Now, John Marks says, Oakland could have won that game, took home field away from San Diego that year with 1980. Don't remind me, John. Brian Guidry says, John Marks was there for the Brett Favre Monday night game. And thank you, Jacob P. for pointing out that King Jose was back in the house. I was trying to find the video as he was coming back in the house. Now, Crawford says while he, talking about Jerome Brown, was at the University of Miami, he and his teammates wore fatigues when they arrived at the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, that was a great memory. I wonder if I could find that one. I will later. I will later. Now, in fact, wait a minute. I will later. My question to you now is this. In keeping with remembering Roger Moore, what was your favorite Roger Moore James Bond movie? All right. Mine was this. I'm writing it down. Favorite. I don't want to cry here. Roger Moore. Everyone says Moonraker. Well, I got 3 Moonrakers. And James Bond movie. Hey, King Jose 19. Have you ever seen a Roger Moore James Bond movie? How about you, Bernard? And Jordan Yancey says, rest in peace. King Jose, do you play? I do. But I got a question for Raider Al, Jordan, and King Jose. What was your favorite? Good night, Loopy. What was your favorite James Bond, Roger Moore James Bond movie? Okay. John Mark says Octopussy. Yeah, this is getting interesting, all right? And, all right. Mine, okay, was this. Hey, King Jose, we'll come back to that in a second. But I understand the age thing, but I just want you to, well, even if you haven't seen Roger Moore, you can say, I don't know who Roger Moore is. Be happy to tell you. He just said it. Roger Moore? Who's Roger Moore? Okay. I will tell you, mine, man, to me, this is one of the best Bond movies ever, okay? The Golden Gun. Man with the Golden Gun. All right. Loopy, and good night. Now, King Jose 19, Roger Moore was born 1927, I believe, I think October 27th, but he's best known for 2 roles. First as Simon Templar in the television series The Saint, which ran from 1963 to 1969, and as James Bond, where he performed in that role for 7 movies, the longest running James Bond actor of all actors, including Sean Connery, Daniel Craig, Timothy Dalton, and Pierce Brosnan. Roger Moore was more of the comic, suave, sophisticated, dry wit humor kind of Bond, who was known for the Savile Row suits versus the Tom Ford suits of today. Okay? Now, see, King Jose knows of Daniel Craig as James Bond, and John Mark says Daniel Craig doesn't hold a candle to Roger Moore. Oh, here we go. Brian Gidry says the man with the golden gun. Ricky Bobby, the man with the golden gun. Scaramanga. Now, can anyone tell me who played Scaramanga? And what Scaramanga was known for? I'm just asking. I'll give you a hint. Okay? Oh, The Spy Who Loved Me. Love that song. That was a great song. But I like the man with the golden gun. The man with the golden gun. Wow. King Jose knows Spectre. But King Jose, you like Spectre better than Skyfall? I'm just asking. And John Mark says, Carly Simon sang the song. Thank you. It wasn't Shirley Bassey. I stand corrected. Thank you. GoldenEye song. Henry Flores says he wrote Roger Moore in Cannonball. He was funny. He's such a Goldfinger. If you have a chance to see Man with the Golden Gun, take it. Just take it, okay? King Jose says, Brian, just because he has 6 rings, King Jose is still stuck on basketball. King Jose, we're going to bond you to death. We can talk about any basketball anytime, but I kind of want to get the whole thing about Roger Moore out of the way right now. We'll come back to that. But you know what? maybe I can get away with showing you a little snippet of Roger Moore as James Bond. Just a little snippet. You know, not a lot. Just a little snippet. Bear with me. Hold on a second. I don't know about the volume thing, but hold on a second. John Marks likes Pierce Brosnan. Now, hold on a second. We've got, let's see here. Roger Moore. Roger Moore's in Cannonball Run. James Bond. Let's see here. Gun Barrel. Let me see here. Roger Moore, Gun Barrel. Where is the... let's see. There's a tribute. I'll play the tribute. Yeah. This is a tribute. This is a year ago. This is... Hold on a second. This... I can play for you a little bit of this. Please understand, I cannot play the whole thing. This is for the purpose of fair use legal rights for news commentary. All right. This is Roger Moore. And one moment, please. I am trying to make sure I get this properly hooked up so you can hear the sound. All right. Now, and just want to make sure everything is set there. And there we go. Okay. So there's Roger Moore as James Bond in action scenes, and I'll find something that is a bit more appropriate to one of his snappy lines in a second. But here we go. I believe this might work. So
my name is Bond.
Here we go. Here's one. All right. Because this, if you haven't seen him before, here's the style of Roger Moore as James Bond. Here we go.
My name is Bond, James Bond. Pick one.
Kananga, poppy grower in thousands of acres of well-camouflaged fields protected by the voodoo threat of Baron Sandy.
A genuine Felix Leiter. Illuminating.
A duel between titans. My golden gun against your Walther PPK. 6 bullets to your 1. I only need 1.
But James, I need you.
So does England.
Commander James Bond. Recruited to the British Secret Service from the Royal Navy. Licensed to kill, and has done so on numerous occasions.
A British agent in love with a Russian agent.
You've shot your boat, Stromberg. Now it's my turn. Are you suggesting the shuttle was hijacked in midair?
That's for you to find out, 007. Mr. Bond, you defy all my attempts to plan an amusing death for you.
Well, that's as much as I dare do, given the YouTube algorithm. But I think that was quite enough right there. James Bond, Roger Moore, 007. Wow, what a performance. He will be missed, to say the least. I mean, just... but also, we can't forget. Octavio, subscribe to Go Warriors channel. Why you can't? We cannot forget at all his contributions as the world representative for UNICEF for 20 years. Outstanding work around the world as a great humanitarian. So Roger Moore was a class act on and off the screen. Miguel Rose says, "Hey Zinni, my favorite Roger Moore James Bond movie is The Man with the Golden Gun." Mine too. Yeah, it's Man with the Golden Gun, Miguel. That's my favorite. And Henry Flores says, "Zinni, you estimated the 20% of..." Let me get to that later, Henry. I just want to get this part out of the way. And as a tribute. Now, Barry says, what was the guy's name who was in a lot of Moore's movies as James Bond? He was always that bad guy, but in Roommaker, he saves 007 before the station blows up. Richard Keel. His name was Richard Keel. Richard Keel. That's his name, Richard Keel. And King Jose says, "Hey Zinni, have you seen the epic rap battle of history they made of James Bond?" No, I haven't seen that. That's on now? Hold on. If you've never seen epic rap battles of history, check it out. That's something to see. Epic rap battles of history. Hold on a second. Let me find that real quick. It's a good call, King Jose. Hold on a second. Epic rap battles. James Bond. Let's see here. James Bond versus Austin Powers. Epic rap battles of history. Yeah, hey, you know what? Check that out because it's 4 minutes. The way epic rap battles works, I can't do it justice. Well, maybe I can if I just play a snippet of it. Hold on a second. All right, I'll do that. One moment, please. One moment, please. Let me do that. Okay. This is worth. If you've never seen epic rap battles of history. I didn't know that. Richard Keel died in 2014. Thanks, John Marks. That's sad. Very sad. Okay, now, this is at the request of King Jose. This is James Bond versus Austin. This is James Bond versus Austin Powers. Epic rap battles of history. Okay, hold on a second. Let me grab the camera and check this out. This is interesting. Epic rap battles of history. Hold on a second.
James Bond versus Austin Powers! Full of teeth and no one blows down with a cheek scar, but they were not as crooked and rotten as your teeth are. I go balls to the wall for on this whack twat in an ascot. Blast shots at you like gas from the backslot of the fat spot. Permission from the crown to put a scoundrel down, I've earned it. I'm licensed to kill, you couldn't get a learner's permit. After 24 films I'm still reaching new heights. Your third movie died, guess you only lived twice. Spell my name, the ladies wanna be on D. Any sex appeal you might have is beyond me. I'm the sport from my head to my toe, and after this flow I'm done. I only need one round, golden gun.
You look a lot more blonde in your movie, baby. That's alright, let's just keep it groovy, baby. Tell me this will be
okay. It's really good, it's really funny. I also get in really good trouble if I play the whole dang on thing. So I'm going to stop it and let you discover the rest of James Bond versus Austin Power epic rap battles in history. But you got to admit, they've got a formula down talking about the guys that produce epic rap battles. That's just something else. So there you go, King. That was for you. And Kingo says his new James Bond movie comes out, and the old version. How'd you like that one? That was for you, King. Now we can talk. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Barry Lee says that was really good. I'll check it out later, of course, because thanks. Yeah, and John Marks. Let's see here. Now we'll go back to the discussion about sports, and I think that. So now that we talked about Roger Moore, and thank you for that. Now Henry Flores has a question. Sorry, Henry, I just wanted to make sure that we got the tributes out of the way, and people wanted to say what they wanted to say about Moore and everything else. Now Henry Flores says, Zinni, last night you estimated that 20% of Raider fans would follow them to Las Vegas. Why would Mark Davis have his team play to a hostile place? No home field advantage. Because he says that he's made a promise to Governor Sandoval to see this through. He says that again and again and again. Roger Goodell at the NFL owners meeting said that they're bullish on Las Vegas and it's a growing market. Think about what he said, the commissioner. It means that he says it's the fastest growing market in the United States. Really? Really. I question that. And let me just do a little internet search real quick, all right? Fastest growing cities in United States. Let me see what I get, all right? Let's all right. America's fastest growing cities in 2017, according to Forbes as of February 10th of 2017. 3, 2, 1. Let's see if the commissioner is correct about that, all right? Well, actually, he says it's the fastest. Wrong. It's Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Florida is number 1. Okay. Population growth in 2016, 3.39%, ranked number 1. Projected population growth 2017, 3.6%. Number 2, Orlando, Kissimmee, Sanford, Florida. That's number 2. Number 3 is Provo, Orem, Utah. All right. Number 4 is Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach, Florida. All right. Number 5 is Jacksonville, Florida. Now, this is the first time I'm looking at this list. All right. Number 6 is, well, let's see here. That's 1 through 5, and we continue on the next page. All right. Hey, good night, Ariel. Good night. Good night. Good night. Yeah. Number 6 is North Point, Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida. All right. Number 7 is Seattle, Tacoma, Bellevue, Washington. Number 8 is Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Florida. Number 9 is Portland, Vancouver, Hillsborough. Number 10 is Salt Lake City. So Las Vegas isn't even on Forbes' top 10 list of fastest growing cities here. Okay? Here. I mean, that boggles the mind. Let me show you the article I'm looking at so you can look at it for yourself, all right? I mean, just, this is look at this. I want you to see this. Look at this. This is the full list, America's fastest growing cities 2017, according to Forbes Business Economy, all right? There's the date, all right? Steve Collins says, looks like all Californians are going to Florida, all right? There's the date. So, okay, look at this. Look at this. Now, let's see if we can find another measure, because everyone says, oh, look at this one. We found this one. It says Vegas, right? So let's find another one. Let's see if there's something maybe that I missed, all right? I just picked that off first, all right? Now, let's go to something that's not Forbes. What about the street, the 20 fastest growing cities in America as of October 16th of 2016, okay? All right. And continuing to the site, this is by Eric Reed. And scrolling down, this is the editor's pick. And let's see here. We've got 1 of 21. Yes, 21. This counts down. 20. St. George, Utah. Okay. And they're counting down. That's 20. All right. Number 19, someplace I've never heard of is excuse me, Pearland, Texas. Pearland, Texas. That's Mission, Texas is number 18. Okay. Mission, Texas is number 18. Let's see, we've got Miramar, Florida is number 17. Miramar, Florida, number 17. And we've got, let's see here. Oh boy, Brandon, Florida. Yeah, exactly, John Marks. I mean, this is hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious, right? So hold on a second, all right? Brandon, Florida, okay? And then we've got, who else? I'm counting down here, one by one, all right? College Station, Texas is number 15, okay? You know what? I'm just going to jump over this big list. And I'm going to go all the way to number 1. See if it gets me number 1. I'm just clicking through here real quick. 14 is Fort Myers, Florida. And we've got Fargo, North Dakota is number 13. We've got, let's see here, Odessa, Texas is number 12. We've got, let's see here. We've got Elk Grove, California as number 11. Number 10 is Bryan, Texas. We've got, oh my goodness, we got Concord, North Carolina is number 9. Now I'm almost hoping, for Roger's sake, Vegas pops up here. I don't see it. There's McKinley, Texas. This won't let me jump all the way to the end, right? It makes you, in this rush to get page views, right, click through each and every page. I mean, Midland, Texas, where Tom Landry is born, is number 7. You ever been to Midland, Texas, Barry Lee? Meridian, Ohio. Never heard of Meridian, Ohio. That is number 6, all right? I mean, this is outrageous. But I had to go through this. You have, get this, number 5 is Surprise, Arizona. All right? We're almost there. Almost there. Kent, Washington is number 4. We've got Lehigh Acres, Florida is number 3. I don't even see a city in Nevada listed here. You've got League, Texas, number 2. And drumroll please, number 1 is Frisco, Texas. So hey, the NFL ought to be in Frisco, Texas, right? You know what Frisco, Texas is? It's outside of Dallas, so technically the NFL is already there. Frisco, Texas is where the Dallas Cowboys new headquarters, world headquarters, and campus is located, right? I'm sorry, I just don't see Las Vegas there. Where's Las Vegas? I don't see it. Let me try another one. Maybe we should try America's 20 fastest growing cities, 24/7 Wall Street, as of May 23rd, 2017. Okay? 5 of the nation's 11 fastest growing cities are in Texas. So if the Raiders are going to pick San Antonio, they'd have a better argument, maybe? Maybe? Now, America's fastest growing cities. I am not seeing this. It's not even here. It says, click here to see America's fastest growing cities. I am. I'm clicking here, and I see, let's see here. Provo, Utah is 20. If I scroll all the way down, what do I get for number 1? Oh, they got me one of these thingies here, all right? I'm not seeing Vegas. It's not here. Let me try another search. Let me try a Las Vegas fastest growing, all right? Let me try that. Just out of fairness to the great commissioner. Now, Forbes has Las Vegas, Nevada number 1 on its census of fastest growing cities of the decade. That was the previous decade, okay? Las Vegas was the fastest growing city between 2000 and 2010. This is 2017. This is 2017, okay? So that was, in the past, that was true, right? Okay. Now, Las Vegas, according to Forbes, is, in terms of metropolitan area, the 18th on the fastest growing metropolitan areas. Number 18. All right? Number 18. I mean, it's true that Vegas is getting bigger, but the fastest growing? I mean, come on. No, it's not. It's not. And so here, because of the Mark Davis move, or attempted move, you have the NFL rushing to justify what Davis is doing and quite literally pulling stuff out of their tail. I mean, Commissioner Goodell said that Las Vegas was America's fastest growing city. He said that today. Come on. I mean, I don't want to say that anybody's on anything, John Marks, but you know what? Hey, go Warriors. Thank you. Good night. And I subscribed, actually. And I encourage everybody to subscribe. Ricky Bobby says Jerry didn't want the Raiders in San Antonio. And Stan was about to share. Okay, fine. And Miguel's, okay. Now, Ricky Bobby is, whatever. Okay. Miguel Rose says, I don't know what Roger Goodell is smoking or drinking, but whatever it is, he must definitely needs to get off that. Because he's frying his brains. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Donald. Is Donald around? Hey, King Jose, I'll read that message. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Donald Richardson from Down Under. Hey, how you doing? Your life is crazy? What's going on, man? Oh, my God. That's... Welcome back, Mr. Richardson. Oh, man. Is life crazy good, I hope? I hope it's crazy good. I really do. I really do. John Mark says, oh, I get it. The NFL owners are working on pure... John Mark says, yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, this is hyperbole. Complete hyperbole. And let's see here. Ricky Bobby says, can you show us the video of Goodell stating the Vegas growth comment? It's on the... It was on NFL Network today at the NFL annual meeting that I was to attend. Not the annual meeting. I attended that. But the NFL Owners Spring League meeting. He said that. Okay? So... the transcript has not come up yet. When it does, because I looked for it before I started this live stream, I'll let you know. Okay? I'll let you know. Now, no, Ricky Bobby didn't do anything wrong. I mean, you know, what's a fact? And so, whatever. Ricky Bobby hasn't done anything wrong. Like I said, you know, just onward through the fog, folks. It's 1:58. I'm going to stop at 2 o'clock because it's getting late. No. Don't ban him. Don't ban him. Don't ban him. Don't ban him. Hey, Ricky. Ricky, don't use that term, though. Okay? What happens is that you say things that you know deliberately piss them off. And I'm going to tell you, this is a democracy. And so, I don't want... like we do with the Money Man, I don't want to get caught up And Barry Lee says it's your tone. I don't want to get caught up in having to babysit, night after night with this. So I'm saying that the best way to deal with this is to just talk about something in a normal flow of conversation, but it's like you come on here to deliberately antagonize people with respect to Las Vegas. We get your view is different. Fine. All right? But as Barry Lee said, it's your tone. Okay? Now, John Marks says, I think Ricky Bobby is Money Man 9073. If that's the case, he's cruising. So, Octavio's waiting for Skype. Gotcha. Now, so anyway, onward through the fog. It's not so fog. It's 1:59. I'll go on until 2:05. Because you know why? Alessandro just arrived. Alessandro De Silva. Hey, Zenny, what do you think the ultimate thing that will happen is the end of the Vegas deal? All right, I'll tell you what I think Mr. De Silva. Alessandro De Silva is a James Bond name. That is the name of a character in a James Bond movie. If there is no character in a James Bond movie by that name, there should be. Just letting you all know that, okay? Just letting you all know that. Now, again, Alessandro asks, hey, Zenny, what do you think the ultimate thing that will happen that will end the Vegas deal? 4 words, UNLV. UNLV is the king to everything, is the key to everything. Everything. Stephen Hayden, how are you? Last gasp, Stephen Hayden called, because you have to remember, I've said this before, I'll say it again, but it's true. Okay? The bottom line is who's Felicia? But who's Felicia? And Miguel Roy says that Ricky Bobby is an evil Sith Lord. Bzzz. I gotta get my lightsaber. But you got it, Alessandro. Bond. No, anyway, my point is that, hey, Go Warriors is back. UNLV, get this, can have its own PSL system. That's right. It's right there in the Southern Nevada Tourism and Improvement Act at the approval of the Stadium Authority, not the Stadium Events Company. It's right there in black and white. They don't have to split that PSL revenue with the with Stanco, which is the Raiders. It's right there in black and white. That's a big issue, okay? That's a big issue. Good night, Barry. Good night. Good night. Good night. And John Marks asks, what James Bond character can Ricky Bobby be? Oh, I know. Le Plane! Hervé Villachez plays, what was he in, what Bond movie? Because it was, Man with the Golden Gun. That's it. He plays, what was his name? Oh my God. What was his name? Right, Brian? Brian Gedge's cracking up. Right? What was his name? I'm trying to think. What was his name? No, it wasn't that. I tell you, that's me. Tattoo. That's right. No, he asked me. Okay. Long live Roger Moore. Crawford 371 says it best. Long live Roger Moore. Tattoo. He's got his, he's got the little knife in his. It wasn't a little knife. It was a big knife. A knife in his mouth. He's going to go after Roger Moore as Roger Moore was in the bed with Gene Seymour, right? So, no, I'm serious, right? Perfect. Perfect. Ricky Bobby is Tattoo. Tattoo. But what was his? But that was in Fantasy Island. What was his name in Man with the Golden Gun? It wasn't Tattoo. It was something else. Welcome, said the late Ricardo Montalban. Welcome to Fantasy Island. I never missed an episode. Good night, Miguel. Good night. I never missed an episode of Fantasy Island, ever. Tattoo got on Bob Wilkins' Creature Feature. Yeah, but what was the name of Hervé Villachez? You know what? Hold on a second. Let me go to IMDb. Man with a Golden Gun. It's 203. I'm going to stop at about, I think, 210. Man with the golden gun. IMDb. If you don't know what IMDb is, IMDb stands for International Movie Database, or if you like, International Movie Database. Now, the Man with the Golden Gun has a list of the full cast and crew. We'll solve this problem real quick like. Man with the Golden Gun was made in 1974, was released in 1974, excuse me. Director was Guy Hamilton. Writers Richard Mulbon. Screenplay Tom Mankiewicz. Star was Marjorie Moore. Christopher Lee. Britt Eklund is the woman that he was in bed with when Hervé Villechaize came down with the knife. Now, how we go down. Hervé Villechaize, he played Knick-Knack. Knick-Knack. Night Goldware. So, Ricky Knick-Knack. That was his name. Knick-Knack. Alright? So when Man with the Golden Gun, he was Knick-Knack. In Fantasy Island, he was Tattoo. So Ricky Bobby is Knick-Knack or Tattoo. There we go. Now, good night, everybody. Thank you, almost everybody. Yes, please, thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Henchman Jack. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Yeah, Knick-Knack, that was his name, Knick-Knack. Knick-Knack. His name was Knick-Knack. Yeah, Knick-Knack. Now, I mean, I want to emphasize something here, all right? It is beyond okay to disagree. But I think, Ricky, maybe this will help. You make statements that are absolutes, and you make them over and over and over again, right? As opposed to saying, hey, Zenny, I heard this about the Vegas issue. What do you think? And I think that encapsulates the problem. So-called Vegas proponents, first of all, they seldom use their real name. But, and I won't forget your message, King Jose. Now, and the problem is that most of the proponents don't have substantive conversations. They make absolutes about how things won't go right. They won't say, hey, Zenny, what do you think about the Stadium Authority and how Steve Hill is running it? Okay? Or, hey, Zenny, what do you think about the conflict between the Union Local 872 and the black contractors? Okay? Or, hey, Zenny, what do you think about how Steve Sisolak, who's going to run for governor, is running things? So the way you put things, Ricky, stops an ability to have a substantive conversation that goes beyond the who won this, who won that, the level of discourse, which is really anti-intellectual. And it pisses people off. See, it'd be different if you had something to talk about, but you don't leave any room to talk about anything. And then you get pissed off when people get pissed off with you. But you bring it on. I don't control or try to control what you say. I could easily just say, hey, look, I'm going to take that down till you say something I like. I haven't done that. That's wrong. But the bottom line is you have to remember you're at a table with other people. Now, King Jose does it well. King Jose says he always disagrees, but King Jose it's the tone. King Jose, you kind of know he's kind of screwing around because some of the stuff he says is really ridiculous, like Jordan not being as good as LeBron James. But at any rate, you get the idea. Mad Stork slots Knick-Knack to Vegas. Film tomorrow. Hey, fire up the Photoshop and make a video. That's all I got to say. It's 2:07, folks. Octavio says Jaws was the best villain. God bless Roger Moore. And God bless everybody here. And thank you so much for participating. I'm going to start saying goodbye and wave goodbye to everybody. Thank you for watching. Hey, it's a great live stream. I know I'm not talking about such things as, dating women in Chinatown or that sort of thing. I saw a title. I saw a live stream nearby with a title like that, which is interesting. But help this grow. Tell people about it. Pass it around. If you have a guest, let me know. Bring the guests on, King Jose is going to be the next Michael Jordan. And thank you all. It's true. King Jose is going to be the next Michael Jordan. He's going to be the next Muggsy Bogues. There you go. Brian Geardy says, I want to see my team stay local, but I will agree with Ricky on one thing. It just seems like somehow or some way it'll get pushed through last minute. Well, it is happening that way. I mean, as a friend of mine said today, those guys talking about the Las Vegas Stadium Authority would be great operating a railroad because they're railroading things. Okay. They are doing that, but when that happens, something always goes wrong. It just does. Okay? It just does. But the bottom line is, remember, UNLV. And the Raiders know it. There's something wrong there. Okay? All right, it's 2:09. Good night, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you all so very much for making this another great program, another great live stream. Take us out, Crawford. That you already did. All right, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys. Good night, and God bless Roger Moore and James Bond. God bless Roger Moore. See ya. Good night, everybody. Good night.